Alright, guys. We've got Team Liquid's CLEM, the bottom left side of Andromeda, a fantastic map. Solar in the top right for Team Falcons, a Zerg versus Terran match where we will see what build Solar brings out. I think Solar's Mutalisk build has been fantastic recently, causing some great games. He's also had some really good Hydra Bane late game. CLEM has just barely been able to kind of winch open these little weaknesses in the armor of Solar the last few times they've played. The one I've pointed out is the F2 tendency for Solar, where there's like a moment when CLEM gets a double drop on both sides of the map, or a double drop on one side, and then an army arrives on the other side. It's just a bit bigger than what Solar was used to, and he F2s his whole army, deals with it, but then the double drop stims in and kills his fifth, or kills his fourth, or kills 10 drones, and then it just gets chaotic from there, and CLEM's able to like get ahead. And if it was any other Terran, you'd say, okay, he's doing damage, but is it really enough? Because Solar's handling it pretty well. But then you realize that CLEM's macro is perfect behind his micro, and unlike a Beyond who's maybe miss-macroing because he's putting so much attention into the aggression, it's CLEM's ability to, once he opens that little hole in your defenses, he's finding bits of damage here, bits of damage there, it starts to snowball, and the fact that his macro is so clean behind it is what makes him so powerful. Of course, we had that game on Mothership, some of you might remember, where... Actually, that was against Beyond, not CLEM. Never mind. I was going to say, there was that game where CLEM walked his army into the Lurkers, and I was like, wait, I think that was Beyond. But they had a good series the other week. I remember it was one of those series. It's kind of like Max Beyond have these series sometimes where you're like, well, yes, Max is the favorite, but Beyond's doing really well. And then like there's just these moments where the sheer speed of a CLEM or a Max can overwhelm their enemy. Now, no drone going to the third. Oh, yes, he is. He's already out there. Interesting that the SCV doesn't go to block that. He'd already sent it out ahead of time. And that's a 25 supply hatchery, guys. Very early. And pulling 2 workers off gas. This is how I love this. 6 lings. You guys know my thoughts on 6 lings. I think the last 2 are entirely unnecessary. And if you do go 6, you need to make sure you... I think it's maybe worth it if you want to go immediate creep tumor, because they can protect it. Oh, it does go for the spore. Good spore trick. You shouldn't lose any Zerglings. You've got 6 lings, you've got an abundance of life. And as you can see, the Queen's out of time. You really don't need those if you're going to go inject straight away. So could have had one more drone. You guys know me. I've been making fun of Solar for doing that 6-ling move for about 3 years now. I've talked to him about it multiple times, and he's insisted 6 lings means you don't lose any units, and it allows you to get your creep down straight away. That was his defense back when Zergs actually put the creep tumor down straight away, which they don't do anymore. I still think it's arguably optimal going for that super early tumor, but I think Zergs are so wary of CLEM's Reaper especially. They're like, it's just going to get sniped even with 6 lings guarding. PP. Oh, guys, CLEM had to do a PP in the middle of the match. For those who don't know, if you're ever watching pro games, you're wondering, GG means gosh, grand victory for you. PP means please P, as in I need to please pause the game to have a little bit of a PP break. Definitely what it means. Reaper's going to rotate. And we are getting 4 queens on the way. Natural, fully mining. Main, fully mining. He's back on gas. Link speed's halfway done. First Hellion's coming forwards. And you can see this is not too hard to defend, right? It's kind of a long rotation path for the Terran going around this angle. All the way there and there. So as long as you keep these queens split, especially this one on the ledge on the right side, we should be good. Cloaked Banshee on the way after the 3rd command center for CLEM. Very straight up opening, relatively safe. Hasn't seen any signs of crazy greed or anything from Solar, who's now got 3 active creep tumors. 4 if you count the one in the main. Which usually spreads along the edges to get good vision. Oh, sorry guys, correction. GG means get good. And there's an implied scrub at the end of that. Get good. Overlord's going to come in. We'll get sniped by the Marines. 1 creep tumor does go down. And he will see the cloak on the way. So he can surmise probably Banshee. Could be a Liberator or something with a fake cloak upgrading, but unlikely. And of course the lair to respond to that. It's about the time you go for the lair anyway. He's also going to build some Spore Crawlers on the front. No Spore Crawler in the main. He might try and just either delay it, or since it's kind of protected in the back, just rely on an Overseer to protect the main. Could work as well. Happy Halloween, everybody. Oh, I went for a run yesterday, guys, in the afternoon. I forgot it was Halloween. And it's really funny because it's getting, like, we're very close to summertime here in Australia. It's not very dark when all the kids are out and about trick-or-treating. Trick-or-treating, by the way, you guys know I make a lot of fun of American culture. coolest part of American culture is Halloween. Growing up, when I was in high school, we were like, we had to like, we tried to make it a thing, you know? We'd have a lot of people who'd tell us off like, we're not dirty Yanks. We're not bloody Americans. What are you doing trick-or-treating? And then as we got like, because we did it all the way to the end of high school as well. And then by the end, they're like, you guys are too old to do this. What is this? And we'd be like, well, we're the ones that are going to throw toilet paper at your house and do, you guys got to give us stuff. Anyways, Hellions darting in, Banshees as well. More stories about Halloween right now, because right now this is a spooky situation for most Zergs. Solar, though, made of sterner stuff. Really good defense so far. Very impressive. I mean, he's lost a few lings. One drone, one overlord, a few lings. He's doing really well, man. He's coming forward. Oh. Oh, where's the transfuse? He waited a bit long on that. Meanwhile, up north, Hellion Reaper being annoying. Can he get that? Oh, good pullback there by Solar. Sorry, guys. Sorry about the throat. All right, guys, let's go. Banshee's coming back forwards, going to take out the Queen. We are one day ahead in Australia, if you're wondering. It's Halloween right now in America for those watching live. Queen does go down. This Queen's going to take damage. I think one Queen you really don't care about losing. You've still got 7. You've got 1 upgrades on the way at a pretty decent time. They started at about 610, which is not bad. It's not amazing, but you've got a 4th base fully saturated. Amazing start for Solar. Now, Clem has gone straight Widowmine, which is really good, but the correct tech for Solar, Hydras. Hydras can pick off those Widow Mines from out of range. So if you have a wall of Hydras, they can't just try and bait you into their spread of mines. They have to come forward with their Marines. Your Banes come forward to meet them. The Marines pull back. Your Banes pull back. And it gives you the ability to skirmish. But, oh, bad start, bad start. Losing 2 Queens and an Overseer. Very good for Clem there. Doesn't have 1-1 in combat shields just yet. Widow Mine not quite able to fire. That Widow Mine could get targeted. Good spready there. But these 2 Queens are in jeopardy. One of them does go down. Lingbane chasing yet again. And these Hellions joining in. Really good micro for Clem to maintain position. He's got an armory up, so he can go straight into 2-2 to maintain the upgrade advantage. But already... Yeah, and sorry, 4th Command Center goes down as well as Drilling Claws. 2-2 hasn't started yet. +2 attack especially very important. And the 1-1 for Zerg is catching up. First few Hydras and the movement speed are on the way. Queen's pulling back. Lingbane trying to defend. Solar's trying to establish a 5th down the bottom. I love the Banelings dancing in and out. One of those medevacs dilly-dallying, a bit slow to pick up. These Banes going for a run-by. Oh no, they were just joining up, preparing for this. Hey, gets the Widowmine before it can fire. Yes, it costs a few Banelings. It's not cost efficient, but it's important to shut down that Terran pressure. Remember, there is an Ursidon here, guys. We've seen Clem likes to kill these. And if you do kill it, it does curse your house and family for many generations. Leave the critters alone. Ooh, the Widowmine not quite able to fire. And, oh, good bait there by Solar. Defuses that Widowmine. Hydras come forwards as well. Is his army up north big enough? Because this is the real main army. I think he just needs to roll his Banes in. He's going to go with the Lings and the Banes. The Eldats are there. They do kind of get cleaned up, but that's a bit of a messy fight here. This is what I'm talking about. He had to F2 his whole army up here to defend, which means Clem's army in the south could find big damage, but Solar gets a good fight. Clem overstays. The southern army's a bit slow to get back in there. This is that F2 moment that's meant to be the weak spot, but guess what? I think he gets back in time. I think he gets back there in time. Good respread. Good resplit for Solar. Clem a little too slow to take advantage. He's going to float his 4th out down to the right side. He's got Banshees. Oh, this is actually a tricky move. Might force some Queens out of position. Lingbane in the north as well, trying to hang on. Solar, though, Hive has now started. +2 Carapace started. He did forget +2 melee. So the upgrade differential is staying pretty similar between the two. Biomine stimming in the south. Lots of Hydras here. No grooved spines for them, which means they only have 5 range, not the 6 they'd like. Lingbane does clean up in the north. He's going to be able to stop that drop as well. Clem not watching and does get those Marines cleared. Meanwhile, in the south, Widowmine does get cleared before it can fire, as does that one. And Clem, he's actually losing these fights, even though he's ahead in the units lost. I think he would want much better trading than that. And if the Hydras can now split, so he's got half the army in the north, half the army in the south, Solar will be really good. But that's, I think, the only weakness right now is he's got very little defense up north. If he splits his army half and half, he's in an amazing position. Banshee Biomine shoving through the middle. Sorry about the voice, guys. Don't know why we're so scratchy today. Here we go. He's going to get in the back of that. Oh my god, those Evo chambers. I hate that Evo chamber placement. Creates weird choke points around it. It doesn't get taken advantage of, though. Solar's scramble is good. He doesn't have a big army up north. This is a bit smaller than half, but it should be enough if the Lings don't take massive Widow Mines. He does take big mines. Oh, but that Widow Mine did a lot of damage to the Medivacs. Does he have enough Link Bane, though? I don't think he does. Solar. Oh, so much of his army was chasing to the bottom side. He's got so many Hydras, but he's forgotten Groove Spines. That upgrade, I feel like I've cast 7 different series this week where people forgot Groove Spines while playing Mass Hydra. That Widow Mine, though, helping out the Zerg a little bit. Did see a nice friendly fire. Don't see that every day. The Banshees are going to join in. You can't afford to lose these Hydras. It's Mass Hydras. There's no Bane supporting anymore. He's on 91 drones on 5 bases, but Solar's trading's getting really bad. He finally remembers the Groove Spines upgrade, but it's not there just yet. He's got to survive. Another friendly fire mine. I'm very amazed that these Widow Mines keep on firing on single Zerglings. Clem doesn't quite have the firepower to gun down those front-running Zerglings before they get through. Groove Spine's just seconds away. No Overseer up here. The Banshees, dude. 7 kills on one, 4 on the other, but they've done a lot more damage than just those kills alone. Adding damage here, there, and everywhere, which the other units can now finish off. The Banelings do crash in, but they only manage to connect with 1 or 2 Marines. And Solar has to tap out. He had such a good economy, such a good start. But I think it's this short rally path. I mean, look how short that rally path is up to this 4th. And he had this base from here to here. It felt like Solar was cramped. He also was often trying to chase the army, but there was ledges for Clem to retreat to. He was very quick to restart the fighting. I do think Solar had opportunities, but I really feel like he just, maybe his army splits. It's not easy. I'm not saying, oh, he screwed it up, he's bad. I'm saying Clem puts such a pace on his opponents. Even a guy as good as Solar just has these little lapses in his army splits where it's not quite enough. And remember, he's got 15 Hydras at this point. He only sent 3 up north. I think that's a huge mistake. I think the fact that he had 12 Hydras chasing these guys around is a problem, number 1. I think Groove Spines being forgotten, number 2. And I think the biggest one is you don't even need this many Hydras. I think if you got like 5, 6 Hydras on each side, that's fine. If you can get up to 10 on each side, 20 Hydras total, yes, that's good. But it's almost like a luxury, and I think always having enough Ling Bane is almost more important. Now, part of me also wonders, was there room to counter? Could he have snuck just 20 Lings in to attack the rally at some point, cut off some units? It's hard to do, but it is one of those things, because Solar's so defensive, it does allow Clem to play his best game where he's just attacking, fighting the north, fighting the south. He's picking where and when all the fights happen. Combine that with keeping the Banshees alive as long as he did. I mean, really good value harvesting for Clem. After letting Solar get 4 bases saturated so early, hats off to Clem, takes game 1. All right, guys, Clem in the bottom left side of the map, Solar in the top right. And damn, dude, sorry, that scoreboard's wrong. Let me flip that. Very good play. I think Solar had an amazing start, though. His early game defense, getting 80 drones that fast was really good. I think what I really dislike about watching Solar play that style is I feel like if you give Dark that 80 drone setup, he mauls Clem. And the reason is, rather than going Hive at the perfect timing, getting the 5th up, building another 15 drones, taking another 2 gases, going to 90 workers, I feel like Dark just doesn't stop building Ling Bane and just like shoves half his army across the map into the rally points and starts like countering really hard and then goes for the Hive and the 90 drones, you know? I feel like Solar had momentum and he could make the game easier for himself, but that's just not Solar's style, right? Like for me, I'm always inspired by Dark because I feel like he simplifies a very complicated game. And I wish he wasn't in the military right now so we could keep watching him play, where he'll find like an almost easy solution to a hard position. Like, do you want to defend for another 10 minutes until Lurkers and Vipers get out? Dark's like, nah, I'm just going to grab my army and go shove it into his rally point while defending with like 20% of my army and whatever I'm rallying at home, just morphing Banelings on creep to stave off the units. If Clem does try to base trade on creep, he's going to have a bad time. Widow Mines can't really shove into the Zerg creep very well, right? So it's just Solar's style, though, is just to defend, right? That's just how he's like, he will defend for so long. And I've always said that, like, if it was just mechanics, I feel like Solar should be able to beat Maru pretty consistently, but Maru's always been very good at adjusting, where I think Solar gets so predictable in this matchup. It's so mechanical. It's all about just speed and defending and get up the economy and then get to the Hive, and that's where he takes control. And Maru does a really good job of abusing him by being super greedy. Clem, it's more of, I'm just going to overwhelm you with raw aggression, and it's really interesting to see. So back on Halloween. Halloween's awesome, guys. Yeah, we used to have, and not many people would have, like, you know, candy, as you guys call it in America. Sweets, lollies, random junk food to give us. So people would give us money when we were teenagers. We'd be like, trick or treat. And they'd be like, oh, what? Oh, it's Halloween? And like randomly someone would just give us like $5 or $10 and we'd be like, oh, what? We're like, this is great. Most people would, like I said, just tell us to piss off and be like, we're not bloody Yanks, which is what the oldies like to call you Americans, as if it's, I don't know, 80 years ago. Australia's a bit in the past. We love it. You bloody Yanks. That's what we like to call Americans. Yeah, there's quite a little bit, we're not bloody American. Get that out of here. But it's such a fun day, man. It's like kids get to roam the street and it creates a bit of community and you get a lot of candy and then you eat it all and you get like a sugar high and you crash and then your brother steals your stash or your parents like try to take some of it away because you're gonna rot your teeth and you're like, ree! And it's just fun holiday. I think out of the many things that America's spread to the world, Halloween's one of my faves. I like it a lot. I think it's fun. Think we should do it more. You guys let me know in the comments if you do or don't celebrate it or to what degree it's accepted wherever you are. I'm sure there's some parts in Australia people would still be like, get out of here. But I was surprised yesterday because there were so many kids and families out and about, and because it's summertime almost, it's light until like 8 p.m. at night. So it was mostly daytime while everyone was out and about. Not sure if more teenagers would have come out and caused more nuisances after that. I imagine that would be more heavily frowned upon by the people who are still trying to stave off the advance of American culture. Interesting comment about the weight goal there. Someone's saying, oh, unless you're trying to rock climb, I would aim for 80 kilograms and more muscle. I do a lot of long distance running. I haven't been climbing recently, but I do love climbing. And in general, I think people just get a bit obsessed with like gaining lots of muscle, guys. I do calisthenics, you know, I'm not out in the gym drinking large amounts of protein or anything. Don't get me wrong, if I was more motivated to work out more, yeah, I would do it. And I have been thinking, since I have so much weight on me right now, I might go back to the gym for a few months, just because it's like, hey, I have free mass. Let's turn some of it into muscle. And that's actually, you know, it might be an interesting way to mix up my workouts after I get back from Canada. We'll see. There's been a few people saying, nah, man, just body recomposition. Don't just lose weight. And I'm like, I mean, I've got a lot of fat to lose. But yeah, we'll see how we go. Anyways, let's talk about the game. Sorry, guys. Carapace is on the way very early. That's really good against Lings. Not so good against the Hellion Banshee start. I think Solar was expecting Clem to pivot to a 2-1-1 opening in this game. Nonetheless, it's not like it sets you that far behind. The main downside is Solar's lair is going to be later, which means no Overseers for a longer period, which means, of course, the Banshee Cloak can kind of maraud in between your bases anywhere where there's no spore crawlers. One queen goes down. They did take out a Hellion. Solar doesn't run his drones away. He kind of just holds his ground pretty firmly. But this is what I'm talking about, the Banshee. Normally, and his lair just started. Oh, it was late as well. He's had 100 gas for a little bit. Ling's getting ready for the wraparound. Oh, can he get the wrap? He gets 2 Hellions. Really nice. Gets 3. 3 Hellions is beautiful. And he keeps chasing. He's going to get the Reaper as well by the looks of it. The Hellions will get a few more shots off. The Banshees chase the Queens back. Oh, now that's getting wasteful and the Lings do have to pull back. But getting rid of those Hellions for the most part, really good for Solar. He's up on 70 workers. And with the lair coming in, that'll be nice. Does he have a Baneley Nest? No Baneley Nest yet. That's a problem. He needs to... His Bane speed's going to get delayed because he's under so much pressure. But if he can keep the 4th hatchery alive, I think he's okay. I mean, what's he really losing? Damage on the Queens, transfuses. It's not that big of an issue if he can keep that 4th alive, which it looks like he can. Hellions go down. It's going to be a while until medevacs are here, guys. So it's going to be about a minute and a half where all you need to do is deal with these Banshees. Queens can move over there, spread a creep tumor. He should be totally fine. He's already transferring workers to the 4th. Yet again, his economy's great, but holy crud, still no Baneling Nest. Solar, we can't transfuse, so he does lose 1 queen there. Cloak runs out, and Clem pulling back at the perfect time. Is he just going to play Hydraling Infestor? He's gone Hydra and still no Baneling Nest, but no Infestation either. This is madness. Solar's trying to play the greedy mass Hydra style. He's going to go very early +2 Carapace, which is super important. But I worry for him. No Baneling Nest and no Infestation is kind of crazy. Then again, this is meant to be kind of a hard counter to the early Widow Mines, which Clem once again skips Siege Tanks, goes straight for Widow Mines. The earlier you get these Hydras out, the better. He's got his first 3 Hydras building now. Lings are going to go for a counterattack. The Banshees are there, but they're not going to be able to instantly defend. Already a Mule goes down. The SCVs do try to hide in the pocket. He's going to stim on the front side. Oh, decent smear on the first set of Zerglings. These Lings are already getting 7 SCVs, but quite a few Lings going down for it. And I'm worried these Marines can just win. They don't have combat shields or 1-1 though. So the Queens are actually doing a decent job of damage. I think the Marines need to maybe go in and just focus fire these low hit point Queens. But Clem, he's a little bit cautious. He doesn't realize how low the unit count is right now. A couple of Hydras get exposed at the front. They do get focused down. Clem's going to rotate into that main base, but there's already a double Spore Crawler, making it a little difficult, and he does have to quickly turn away. Banshee's coming down the south at the same time. Groove Spines, the first upgrade this time. Probably should have been the first upgrade in the previous game, that +1 range, but that is going to kick in very early. The Infestation's also here, which is great. 2 Overseers have now been made, and yes, Clem's trading okay, but look at the overall units lost, and keep in mind, this is a 5-base, 80 worker plus Zerg player. Banshee's going to grab a few more drones, not without taking a few hits of their own. More Lings are building, and I do expect a few Infestors with these Hydras, which could shut down this next push if he could get the Infestors in time. But it's just Hydras and Lings for now. 2 Infestors do start up. I expect a Hive to begin any moment. For now, though, more Hydras, more Lings. Doesn't have the gas. Can't do both at once. The Lings will come in. Remember, they don't have melee, so these Lings are going to be much weaker. More tanking units than anything else. Oof. Combat shields in 1-1 are now done against the +1 Carapace Hydras. Hydras, Queens, and Overseers. Can they defend against this number of Marines? Remember, the Marines are outranged by the Hydras. More Overseers are coming in. And look at that. Widow Mine's not really doing too much here. The Queens tanking very nicely. There's only 6 Queens left, though. You want to keep some of those alive so you can, of course, go for the Creep Tumors. Good positioning for Clem. Up there above the Terracotta Army, just kind of chilling. Queens should be able to take out that Widow Mine up north as well, and I think they will after that Creep Tumor. Oh, yep, does go down. All right, so Clem's got his 4th base up. He's macroing really well. 2-2s on the way, Drilling Claws. He's got 2nd factory. He's now got 8 barracks, so he can go into Marauders off these. Lings and Hydras do join up in the north, get themselves about 5 or 6 Marine kills. Very important to pull Clem's pressure away. And now there's Infestors here. The Lings are YOLOing. YOLO Zerglings. Guess what? No Widow Mines firing. Watch out for the Fungal. Oh, it's not a good Fungal, though. Solar uses his Fungal a bit too early. And it is what it is. He's got a good pack of Hydraling in the north and the south, though. Melee and +2 range on the way now that his +2 Carapace is done. This army's kind of behind. Clem going a bit too deep. He's got to get out of here, mate. Bit of a wild thrust. Just a few Zergling kills, all he gets there now. Overseers are needed on both sides. Drilling Claws is done, which is why those Widow Mines are now hiding after firing. Infestor whiffs a Fungal again. Very dodgy Fungals here for Solar. I think the Infestors should be on the hotkey with the army, and then you just have to manually pull them back each time. It's very fancy to micro Infestors. Not something Solar's super known for his Infestor control. Still doesn't have an Overseer up here, which is a big mistake. Those Widow Mines are going to cool down. There's a Hellbat in there as well. Widow Mines do take out 2 Hydras. He tries to spread. A lot of his army's down south right now, guys. Oh, it's that splitting of the army problem that I talked about in game 1. No, not like this. But wait, he's got a good reinforce. This could turn in his favor. The Widow Mines aren't really getting big shots, only hitting individual Lings and Hydras, which is not bad, but it's not game-ending by any means. Problem is, he's pulled his whole army, but he's got Lurkers down south. And remember, Marines struggle with Lurkers, so even though Clem has a really good split, his units take a lot of damage. Great save. Picks up, drops again. Absolute Chad Gamar. And those Lings do clean up in the south. I really want to see these Hydras split to both sides. Like I said, I think Solar, he's got to keep half and half. I think if he goes half and half, he's in a monstrous position. There we go. These Hydras split to the south. That's really good. Now he's got control. Now he's got control. Hives up. Adrenal Glands almost finished. Baneling Speed, +2 range. Hydra Frenzy, Lurker, Seismic Spines is done, which means now he's just going for the quicker burrow and unburrow. The Widow Mines can't do jack. Still pumping Biomine like the stubborn boy that he is. Clem did not pivot into siege tanks, and as a result, he is horribly vulnerable because these Widow Mines are not able to do what he wants against the Hydras shooting them down so quickly. Those are just changelings on the minimap if you're wondering what those red dots are. Ghosts are rallying in now. Now, Ghosts obviously can deal with Lurkers if you get enough of them up. They're decent against Hydraling as well, but you need a big army. Clem's not there just yet. He's down in army supply. He's got to hold on with no siege tanks, no libs to anchor his position. He's in a vulnerable spot. He's going to try and pull south here. Widow Mines guard the rally. Bio army down south to stop the Lurkers getting a position and zoning him. I do like that angling. Meanwhile, 2 Marines do expose that mineral line in the north as well. 1 medevac does go down. More Bio Ghost Widow Mine from the north. And I really like the way Clem split his army, but those Lurkers, the Hydraling, there's so many of them. And Clem's army derping in. Oh no, it derps in a bit too early. The command center doesn't lift. The SCVs go down. A fungal lands up north. And those Hydras say, hello, Mr. Ghosts. Oh, he takes him down very nicely. Solar's early game macro, excellent. And this was actually a smart pivot, because like I said, I thought he was going Carapace expecting 2-1-1. But the Hydra build, no matter what, if your opponent doesn't build any tanks, goes straight Widow Mines, going straight to Hydras is such a good way to shut this down. And he did it on a relatively small map. We normally see this on pretty big maps because it's quite a greedy build that Solar pulled off on like Tokamak and the like. Very impressive win for Solar. Alright guys, Clem in the top left side of the map of Mothership up against Solar down here in the bottom right. This map's going to be interesting. I think this is a good spawn for Solar in that he can take his third away from Clem. Oh, is it though? Sorry, excuse me. In general, actually, I think he's going to take this third towards Clem and then maybe 4th there and get a 5th for free in the back. But it's going to be hard to control this middle area. Oh, yeah, this is going to be tough. Clem's going to go 2 racks Reaper to put on the aggro nice and early. Hopefully Solar goes Hatch Gas Pool, doesn't try some like greedy gasless build or something. Thanks for hanging, everybody, live in the chat. See a few of you going to sleep. Good night, Skurian. Thank you for hanging, guys. All right. I'm just thinking about this terrain, guys. I imagine Clem takes this third and just pushes this south edge. He also, even if you don't take this base, we could see tanks get sieged behind here and just elevate this ledge. You've gone Widow Mines every game. Solar's gone Hydras every game. It makes perfect sense to go tanks this time around. Of course, first of all, the Reapers are coming in. His Hatch Gas Pool. Solar luckily sends his Overlord in the right direction, which means he will see things. Here we go. Reaper's going to be coming out. All right, link speed 2 minutes 14. That means it's going to be finishing about 3:35. Not a bad timing at all. He's also hidden a drone. He might go take a 4th. Probably won't risk it. Probably just comes back to take the 3rd after hiding. Ah, bad play. He should have pulled that drone earlier. You got to pull that earlier. See this all the time recently, guys. Clem's been getting too many drone kills. This is not a Solar issue. I've seen it with Serral, Solar, Raynor, Rogue. You gotta pull that drone early. This is Clem. His Reapers demand respect. They are so freaking good, man. Oh, he's going deep. Oh no, there's a ledge there. I was like, dude, I thought he was cornering himself. Hatchery does go down on the 3rd. Marines are already out, and he lifts here to get the Overlord. No perving on me, mate. Well played. Reapers on the other side still dancing with the Queens. The Queens haven't taken too much damage. Ooh, and actually a Reaper does fall. The Overlord goes down as well. Reapers try to come back in for the Queen. Clem, of course, wants to get one right back, but I think losing that Reaper, not the best move for him. Solar, looking pretty good. 3rd command center is up. Of course, the natural has been delayed. There is 8 Zerglings, 24 drones. Solar. Oh, these Overlords just now starting. That's a nasty supply block. Yeah, that's a big mistake. He's going to build a 3rd Overlord. He's going to put back on gas and build a Roach Warren. After going link speed. Oh, he's going all in. Okay, he's just said screw it. I don't know if that's in response to what's happened so far. The Reapers do see the Lings coming, and it's going to be Hellions. Ravager Ling pretty good at breaking through this, but he is going to go Starport into Banshee on the high ground most likely. Oh me, oh my. Can he sneak these Ravagers across the map? That's the last drones he's going to build in this game. Notice he's got a supply free. Doesn't feel like particularly crisp all in because he's still building drones only now. This is like Solar has to hide this move out, essentially, because this is a later Roach Ling. It's not an early one. He has to hide the move out. So it's all about, he's got to keep his queens on the front. He's only got 3 queens, so it's going to be, I think you need a 4th queen. Because without a 4th queen, you can't really push the Hellions back very well. It's hard to pretend you're playing a macro build. We'll see if he can trick him. 7 roaches building. He's going to try and push these Hellions back and sneak the roaches out the left side. But he's got to gather those together first. Liberator building, not a Banshee. That's good for Solar. That's good for Solar. Clem has no idea what's happening just yet. But these queens, where are the other queens? They should be coming out now. And the roaches! Solar reveals the roaches! That's a blunder! There's more drones in a gas building. Wait, is he not committing? He's gone 10 roaches, but he's gone back to drones in a 3rd gas. He's making Ravagers and Lings. I think maybe he just wants to get rid of the production. This is a half and half. It's not fully committed. It's very committed, though. Double bunkers building. Banshee goes down with that tech lab. Where is the Liberator? It got cancelled. He built the tech lab the moment he saw the roaches. The roachling trying to come in. He's trying to make more Ravagers as well. Let's see if Solar can do it. I think if he hid this move out, it would be a game-winning strat. But since he wasn't able to hide the move out, I'm not too sure the Banshee's going to be out in 20, 30 seconds. He's got to make use of this time. First snipe is Stim, and the Stim will be going down. Very nicely played, as will the Reactor. But he's still massing Zerglings. And breaking through this choke point is going to be very tough. He's going to use Biles to, of course, land in between the 2 buildings. Should pepper a few on the back to try and stop the repairs as well. Clem knows that time is everything. It's all about the Banshees. Time is money, friend. That's right, guys. The friggin' Goblin Merchant from Warcraft 3 always knew it. And in this case, Clem knows it. Those Hellions need to defend the Lings. The Banshee needs to get rid of the Ravagers. First Ravagers down, but 1 bunker falls. The second bunker getting very low. The Hellions are protected in the back. The Lings are starting to fall. Biles going down, but the bunker's still there. Another Ravager goes down. That's 3 Ravagers down, only 4 remaining. The Lings are getting toasted by the Hellions in the bunker. There are Lings in the main base as well, though. The SCV is getting slaughtered in the main. If he could get a few Biles on these SCVs, that would change everything. But that pullback micro was excellent for Clem. The Hellions and the Marines doing very well. The Lings do get defended by the SCVs in the main. 21 workers go down, and there's a big counter-attack of Hellion Banshee coming his way. Bile unable to land here. He's got a massive Zerglings. If he can surround these Hellions, this could be big, and Solar goes for the surround. Clem very slow to respond. Lings coming in from all sides. The Marines will go down, but the Hellions are able to slip away, and that's a big, big play for Clem. If it wasn't for that, this could have been a huge, potentially lights-out moment, because all he's building is 3 Marines behind. The Lings clean up the last Marines. The Hellions still circling. These Banshees doing good damage. Where are the rest of the Zerglings? They need to go get in the natural, but there's just none left. Oh, the cleanest around. I think that was a huge mistake for Clem, moving out with everything on the map, not leaving anything at home. But it looks like Solar's got now a chance to build the drones. 3 commands and it's 3 orbitals. Well, 1 was delayed. Stim's just started. There's only 3 queens with 2 more building. Creep spread sucks. It's definitely possible to recover from here as Solar. I think the triple mule dropping should be good. Then again, he's only on 2 barracks. Oh, and he's going to go Spire. I like that. I like that. Going to get up 61 drones now. Solar's very low on queens, so he's got to be tight on defending these Banshees. And then if he can get up, yes. And the question is, where does he take a 4th? He's thinking of taking it over here, but I feel like this base is the better base to take. It's just he can't defend that. Not right now. So he's going to have to stop at about 67, maybe 70 workers with his main half mining out as well. He's already lost a mineral patch. He's going to lose more in another minute. And Solar's going to have to secure a 4th. He's going to take it on the left. There are 3 Banshees out. Not what I was expecting. Queen's on the right side. Push these guys back. Do that Banshee on the left. If it can deny that 4th, is going to be excellent. There's still no double Evo chamber for Solar. He definitely should have already gone for that, in my opinion. Baneling speed as well, but he's trying to save all the money for Mutalisks. Wow. Okay, Solar really banking on this. Hatchery will go down on the 4th. Banshees are just denying mining. 60 workers for the Terran. 1-1 almost finished. He's got himself 5 barracks now, with the reactors almost there. Combat shields will no doubt start after Stim finishes. 10 Mutalisks on the way, as well as Baneling speed. Still no Evo chambers. A little worrying. Queens are going to move over the left. Solar's done a good job of making a match out of this. The Lings in the main really did damage, but the delay on Baneling speed was unnecessary. He could have had that up by now. I think he may lose this 4th base. If he doesn't lose too many units trying to defend it, I think it's acceptable. If the Mutas can find the big damage, but he's got to be careful. He sees the army. He cannot fight that. He has to give this base up, he knows. He runs the drones away. The Banelings are just making a show of defending this base while the Mutalisks make their way across the map. And Clem, no reason to suspect this. And yet he's built turrets! How did he know he suspected? Maybe just senses that this is a possibility. It's one of the things that could cause him big troubles. There is a turret in the natural, nothing in the main or the third. Actually, sorry, just the third. The other bases all have turrets. It's just that third that is open. A couple of SCVs will go down, though. Can he find the combat shields? Looks like the answer is nay. Nay is another way of saying no, guys. And that's why, for those of you who don't realize, horses are a very negative set of animals. That's why they're always going, nay, nay. Basically saying no to everything. They just don't know how to open up different opportunities into their life. Anyways, worst joke of all time. I don't even know if that clarifies as a joke. More like verbal cringe, as the kids would call it. Fourth base is going to go up here. I don't think that's a rich gas. No, it's not. This base very centrally located. I'd love the top right to go up. I think in general, expanding away from your opponent is good, but the Banshees controlling that area is fantastic. Mutas going to be looking for an opening. Good spread on the Marines. I think the Mutas could fight that. It's a dangerous fight, but if you engage and then quickly pull back your front Muta, it's a good engage. Especially with this many. He should take it. He should actually take it. Because that's like 15, 16 Mutas against 8 Marines that are already damaged, right? They're going to die pretty quick. Even if they kill 1 or 2 Mutas, I think that would have been one of the few chances you're going to get for a very good fight with the Mutas, outside of Ling Bane doing all the work or catching him out of position. Very funny, Dad, is what the kids would say, 100%. Infestation pits there, 1-1 almost finished. No! No! Solar didn't want to blow his Banelings up on a single Marine, so he panic pulled them away, attacked his own extractor with the Lings, and then finally killed the Marine. That was funny. Funny little interaction there. Up 20 workers right now. Clem's fourth base is almost finished. The Mutas are going to fly in. Widow Mines almost getting a boom, but not quite. 7-8. The 8 barracks is cancelled. Really well done. These Mutas are doing pretty well here. Getting some reactors. Does he? Oh, his Queens! His Queens do get jumped on, though. 2 of them go down. The Ling Bane's here on the front. I would have loved him to just dive. He gives Clem a bit of time to get ready for it. I do like that he just ends up spreading. He needs to make as many Banes as he can. Maybe he needs to give this base up. Turret's going to try to come home. 2-2's not done for either side. Right now, the upgrades are even. Good split on these Banes. Solar wisely gives this base up. This just means he's never mining from a 4th. Yes, they'll transfer over to the 5th base on the right side, but it's just so far hard for him to get a 4th up. I think a Ling counter on the rally would have been exceptional, but as I've noted this a lot, everyone who plays Mutalisks, I think, is just rusty with them, where pros will never send Lings to counter. If they have Mutas on the map, they think, oh, I need to keep the rest of my army at home. But I actually think when you've got Mutas out, if you can pair Lings and Mutas together, it's a brutal counter attack. The Lings can distract Widow Mines, you can surround small numbers of units. It's just so fast, so efficient. You don't even need any Banelings with it, you know? The Mutas flying around that left side. Huge pre-spreads for Clem. Really nice push here through the middle of Mothership. Solar's got a supply count that is lower than the Terrans, and you never really want that. Oh, he goes forwards. That's a nice little engage. One tank does go down. Second one should fall as well. A few of these Banelings do get caught. Muta's caught by the Thor shot. They have to back away on the bottom. Can he defend this? The 2-2's now done for Terran. The upgrade advantage is being built. He does come back in on that 4th, but there's more Marines. Watch out, Solar. Get out of there. He does pull back. Ling Bane trying to morph. He's trying to hold on. The Marines are deep on creep, but causing Solar so many problems. He cannot give up this base. This one's a non-negotiable, guys. He doesn't have any more space to retreat. If he gives up this base, he's back on 1.5 bases of minerals mining. The Banelings roll in. They kill a lot of the Marines, but not all of them. He does drive into the natural, but the Widow Mines cause big damage. A massive pack of Marines is on the case. And Solar can't defend at home with the Ling Bane. The Mutas can't do enough on the other side. And Clem with a very nice victory there. GG, well played. I do think Solar could have recovered in this game if he immediately started the Baneling speed. But his Baneling nest was very late, as you can see. And even then, it finishes at about 8:14. I don't think Bane speed starts for another 10. Okay, it's about a 10, 11 second delay. I think he just should have built the Baneling nest a bit earlier, personally. He was, he had the money for it. I don't think it would have delayed the Spire at all if he went for that earlier. I think if he kind of focuses more on Ling Bane here, it'd be good. Obviously, that's not what his strategy was. He thought, I could squeeze the Mutas out, barely defend a 4th, will be good. But I guess the other hindsight thing here is, if he'd spread creep on this right side a bit earlier, maybe he could have already secured this 4th, or he could already at least have a drone up there building it. And that would have allowed him to run his drones and have a 4th base mining much earlier. Even though this fourth is hard to defend, it's very hard for Clem to push as well. And I think the fact that that fourth hadn't even started when this push arrived, if he had Bane speed, maybe, with like 16 Lings, 8 Banelings, 10 Mutas, he might be able to roll on top, right? If the Banes connect with the Marines, maybe it's tough, but maybe, just maybe, he defends. Either way, let's see when that drone goes down up north. I mean, it only starts after the hatchery is... This is just too late. He loses too much mining. Combined with the fact that there were safety turrets, very good read by Clem. Hats off to him. Wins the series 2-1, but I love that Soul is giving Clem a very real run for his money. I think the +5 hit points on the Banelings, the Spire building slightly faster, and being a little bit cheaper, I think it's just... It feels like ZVT has been a lot more fun so far this season. Either way, hats off to Soul. He's playing some pretty damn good StarCraft. Clem's still the very fast beast with the Widow Mines. I love that we're seeing more of those mass Hydra builds. And in hindsight, this was yet again just a couple siege tanks into Widow Mines. Could he have gone Hydras against this? I don't think they would have fared well against the early siege tanks, but maybe he could have just played Lingbane into Hydra again rather than the pure Hydra build. It might have worked out. Anyway, enough blathering. Hats off to Clem. See you guys next time. Goodbye and good night.